Hello fashion friends and family, this is Stacy Stoop from Sobromo and Elsa Fitzgerald Studio. And Nicole here from Belvedere Terrace Atelier, and she also has her private label, Icosa Apparel, which is what you're seeing here on the table. And we have Myra and Elena, who I'll show you in a little bit, who are currently working on this small batch production. Okay, here on the table we have the cut work, separated by pieces. That is, of course, a hood. This is a sleeve. Oh, and we can't forget the pet jacket here, which Nicole used some of the excess material in order to create better utilization and reduce the amount of waste. And then also, she's also brought in some of the other parts of her running collection. Some of it was used for the 200-mile run, which I completed, but some of the other pieces are actually from her spring line, so we'll be excited to show you some of those. Once a month, a factory tour. It will be 1 hour to visit, and we will go through a little bit of the garment industry history here in Baltimore, but also sort of how the factory works here and what our plans are for the future. We will be opening our factory floor to sell garments. So usually when you hear the term factory store sale, that means it's a reduced or discounted rate. And for us, it will be some of the items that have come off the production floor, so part of the newest and latest that's available to purchase. Elena and Myra have been so kind to say that we can film, but I'd like to celebrate them today because it is International Women's Day. Hooray! One thing to note about the garment industry is that reading a bit of the history of the Baltimore garment industry through the unions, the amalgamated, and then the other one is around, not Baltimore, but around the making of the sweatshops and the main issues that are happening in the apparel industry. And the main point is to identify what are the key challenges from the perspective of how we've operated over the years and as an industry, and how we can course correct that. And from my readings, it's been apparent that women have been the workhorses and still are today. They're very much the workers of industry, yet in many cases they're underpaid and they're not treated fairly, whether that's their working conditions or in comparison to their male counterparts. Most of these factories are owned by men and run by women. So in the Sobromo factory, our intention is to make it equal for the worker, but also for the women, so that they're valued and appreciated for the level of skill and work that they do for society and also for their families. I mean, the main reason people work is to create opportunity for their children and for their families. So that should never be at the expense of their health and their wellness. So what are you working on over here, Nicole?
Right now I'm cutting out the pet jacket. This is the lining, this nice fleece, and then we have this interlining in here to give it a little bit more body and warmth for your pet. This is going to be part of the Kickstarter with the men's hoodie that we pre-sold. So we pre-sold a small collection. We are making that here at the Sobromo factory. Belvedere Terrace Atelier is my design and development firm. I work with small entrepreneurs and startups to get their lines out into the world. So we do everything from sketching, initial design, pattern making, samples, tech packs, all the way through to a production ready package. And at that point, we take it down to Sobromo, where we do our small batch marketing samples. And we do this to test out how the garments will do in a production setting. And that way we can work out any kinks on a much smaller scale, and that saves time and cost. Once those marketing samples are done, you take those out to influencers or boutiques, you see how your product does, and if you get orders, then you make a larger order, probably with a larger factory, somewhere that's more set up to do larger production. My other business is Icosa Apparel, and that is typically up to the hoodie. It has been a women's wear line, so I do athletic and ready to wear. Over here we have the running collection, so we're doing an athletic collection that's going to be launching in the spring. It's the Icosa athletic line. We have various leggings, pockets, some crop top sports bras, nice compression top. Love these leggings. We're going to be launching a Shop the Factory floor with Sobromo, so you can come in and see it and do a little shopping, maybe some pre-orders.